Hi everyone, it's Jerusha. I am making this video for you. I'm glad to get the results of some people's opinions about my hair dyeing, the most recent one that I did, and I posted that video late last night. This is my hair. This video I'm gonna talk to you about shampooing and frequency of shampooing and some other things about it that I've been reading. I've been really interested in just understanding about shampooing. I have been just kind of, I don't know, curious about why I've been wanting to shampoo more often when my hair doesn't feel itchy or dirty or oily, you know, like why am I wanting to shampoo? So I have been sort of doing some research about it. And I wanted to share with you some of my findings. First, though, after I made my video for you last night regarding my second hair dyeing process that I did, doing the Solanist, the Vidal Sassoon Solanist color intense copper, something like that, intense red copper. So this is my hair this morning, and I've got it up for you in these clips, which I'll tell you, these are really good clips. I got these from Amazon, and I think I'll put a link below here to these clips because I find them very, very helpful. They're really grippy, which is sometimes not a great thing with the dreads, but also I've been kind of like working with them and liking them. So I sometimes put a ponytail up here, and then I'll put these up just to make my hair stand up more. I have my hair standing up more now so you can see it better. And it was interesting because this morning when I woke up, my hair was kind of like this, like my dreads were kind of like this kinky thing going on. I like it. I didn't expect it because I haven't had this recently before. I haven't had this kind of the kinky, like just kind of like odd curls to my dreads when I wake up in the morning. So last night I did shampoo again. And so I kind of started doing research because of that. Because, you know, I did talk to you about how I really wanted to make sure I get out the hair dye. And I think I had, but I really wanted to just make sure with these. And, you know, it's funny because when I was younger, you know, when I told you before that I used to get my hair, I used to dye my hair, and I used to get spiral perms back in like the 2000s, early 2000s. I had a very bad case of dandruff, and it developed over time. I was using Aveda shampoo called Shampoo. I got a huge container of it, so I used that over like 2 years, and I love the smell. And so I was using that shampoo. I was using conditioner. I'm not sure which ones. I think I may have been using some kind of a gel because I was getting the spiral perm. So when I would wash my hair, which was about once a week. Yes, I would wash my hair about once a week. And then I thought that was good for my hair. But I was getting dandruff. And so I'm like, what the heck? Why am I getting dandruff? I couldn't understand why I was getting dandruff when I was washing my hair less often. So letting like the oils build up on my scalp, I thought that should make it not dry. And I was thinking dryness was causing dandruff. Since then, I believe there are a few other things going on. I do think that probably the harshness of the chemicals on my scalp wasn't great for, like, you know, the perming and the hair dyeing at the same time that I was doing. Plus, I don't know whether I was following instructions or not with the hair dyeing, but I don't believe I was shampooing that hair dye out. And maybe that's a new thing because this Vidal Sassoon that I have here, it says to, you know, rinse it out first, rinse the dye out, and then shampoo it out. And maybe it said to shampoo it out before. Maybe I thought I'm going to save my hair color from, you know, maybe make it last longer by not shampooing it right then. Or maybe the instructions didn't tell me to shampoo the hair dye out back then. But I was, you know, when I would have the spiral perms, I wanted to put gel in my hair. Then I would use a hair diffuser, like attached to my blow dryer, to diffuse my hair dry. it would take a long time to dry my hair, you know, with the gel in. But then once I had those curls dried in and set, I guess I just didn't want to like shampoo it more often, because each time I would shampoo it, I would have to start all over with the drying process, which is a little bit longer for some reason. And I was thinking that somehow I didn't need to shampoo it more often than like once a week. Sometimes I don't even know. Maybe I was just putting conditioner on and not shampooing it. I have no idea, but it wasn't a good situation I was in, and I didn't have insight about what I was doing that might have been contributing to it, other than just that I was doing the chemical processes to my hair. So this time with the dreadlocks, not really sure why I want to be shampooing it, or at least washing it off in the shower and palm rolling like every other day. Sometimes even every day. My shampoo I use, you know, usually the Dreadlocks liquid shampoo, sometimes the bar. I've been kind of going back and forth, like sort of experimenting with the bar, but I don't know for sure. I feel like it's a little harder to make sure I don't put too much shampoo on when I use the bar. So I think the reason I like to shampoo so often is because whenever I finish shampooing, my hair is dry very soon after, as far as like the dreadlocks, because I have these loose ends. And I read online that if you have the loose ends to your dreads instead of the blunted ends, that it actually helps your hair dry faster, because the water will run through the dreads and then kind of come off the loose ends and kind of drip off of there, which has actually been my experience. My hair hasn't been taking a long time to dry. Now, I think this might change. I think that I may be having a harder time, like it will take longer to dry the more mature my dreads are. So I'm definitely not going to have a false sense of like that, because I think that that will probably change, similar to how the hair dyeing process changed this time versus 3 weeks ago. All right, so this episode was somewhat spurred by, I had watched someone's YouTube videos who has very many subscribers, a lot of subscribers, a lot of views. They're a natural person, they had dreadlocks, and I was watching a video that I didn't realize was a year old, and she was talking about her cleansing process on her dreads. And she had someone install them for her, like a friend or something, and they were looking beautiful in her own way. And they were doing a more natural method, but they did do, I think, backcombing maybe to install them, I'm not sure. So she was blogging about it, and she was doing YouTube videos, and she was saying about how she cleansed her hair, and it was like once a month, maybe, like shampooing maybe once a month. She was like maybe like swimming in the ocean in Hawaii perhaps, and she would like mix up these bottles of essential oils with maybe some distilled water, and she would like mist her hair with that as a cleansing routine. And so I'm like, whoa, like, okay, maybe that's where I'm headed, I don't know. And then I realized, oh, the date, it was like a year ago. So then I see some videos from like several months after that. And she's like talking about how she's combing out her dreads, and she's like got this big like bunch of hair that, you know, had been shed, and it was in her dreads. So when she combed out her dreads, she had all this extra hair. So she's showing it. And I'm like, oh, why'd she get rid of her dreads? You know, she was saying how beautiful they are and everything. Well, then when I look back at the video about why, you know, she started to decide she was going to get rid of her dreads after like having them for maybe a year, maybe less, was she said that under the dreads, there was this like crusty stuff that was like there, and she couldn't quite get to it, and she couldn't get rid of it, and she tried different things. And so under each dread, it was getting like this stuff. And I'm like, huh, interesting. Because that to me sounds like lack of exfoliation. Like your scalp is alive and it needs to breathe and it needs oxygen and it needs circulation. So when you're not brushing your hair, which I never brush my hair quite often, you know, just with even straight hair. But when you're not, you know, you got dreads, you're not brushing your hair. Okay, so there's not very much scalp stimulation going on unless you're doing it on purpose. And then when there is scalp stimulation, you got to make sure you wash off those dead skin cells. Get rid of them. And maybe you can't do it when you're just spraying a bunch of essential oils on, because maybe that kind of makes them kind of stick there, get trapped on your scalp, and your scalp can't breathe, and then it gets like itchy and it's got to build up and you got to cycle. I was reading about dandruff, and on Dreadhead HQ, which I don't purchase their products anymore. I don't know why. I just did that the first time I had the dreads, and this time I don't. I don't really go with the aesthetic that they have. So in their website, and I'm going to put these links below, it's talking about dandruff. How can I control dandruff? Dreadlock FAQs. And then it says, most likely cause of dandruff is washing too infrequently. Okay? Too infrequently. It means not often enough. That's the most likely cause of dandruff. There are some other causes of dandruff, but that is preventative. So you can prevent that by washing your hair more often. So it says for the first month of having dreads, you should be washing them at least every 3 days. If you're washing them less often than every 3 days, you should start to be more consistent and wash them every 3 days. After you've had your dreads for a month, then it says to wash them every other day and be consistent. And then they, of course, advertise their residue-free soap, Dreadhead HQ there. So then there's this other website that I'll give you that does a lot of writing about shampoos, ingredients that to look for into shampoos to see whether it's residue or not. Has a long list of shampoos that can be purchased, even some at Trader Joe's that are good, and also ones that are not good. This is called RagingRootsStudio.com. And I will give you some specific links to the areas here that I think are good. One is called The Good, the Bad, and the Undecided, regarding lists of shampoos. So there's another link where it says like ingredients in shampoos that you might look at, that, you know, just to see. One of my friends here on YouTube uses one of their shampoos. It's on the good list. I was very impressed. It's an African black soap. It's, I think there might be multiple ones that have that ingredient. However, the one that she uses is on here. And they have a link to it. So it's number 11 on their list. Alafia African black soap, liquid, available at Whole Foods. Okay, so my friend here, she uses that. So I'm glad to see that hers is on the good list. There's also one that's on the good list, Trader Joe's Tea Tree Tingle Shampoo. Okay, I haven't tried it. On the good list, I was relieved to see was Dreadlock shampoo, liquid or bar. Okay, good. It's got actually 19 listed of the good. Then in the bad list, oh my, I don't even want to say it out loud because you guys, some people love these things. Lush shampoo, bars in parentheses. Lush. I know it's awesome, that stuff. Like I've gone to a Lush store and they have it all made up and it looks like you're going into like a place where they make food and you scoop out the stuff you want, like the different skincare products and hair care products and everything. But there's someone here with Dreadlocks that I think maybe uses the shampoo, and I don't know if it's the bar or not, but it may not be good because she has it on her bad list. Okay, so she also has Naughty Boy shampoo is on her bad list, and then she has asterisks after it, and she explains why, and she explains her testing process that she uses. So I don't know, because I think she hasn't really gone into like the whole thing of like, what about the products you're using on your hair for your dreads? Because if they're not compatible with the shampoo you're using, maybe the shampoo won't wash it out. Like I noticed with the Naughty Boy, like if I was using Naughty Boy shampoo, well then if I was using Dreadlocks products for styling, then I would notice that it wasn't really washing it out. But then when I used the Dreadlock shampoo, hey, heck, it was washing it out. I had no problems with Naughty Boy shampoo when I was using Naughty Boy products only for styling. So I don't know, she doesn't go into that on this, but I wanted to definitely leave that below here that you can go read up on it on your own. The frequency of shampooing is something that is still being debated. I'm surprised because some very, very popular bloggers have different ways of going about their shampoo regime. And like often I'm startled at how infrequently they're washing their hair. Now, perhaps the whole thing about how long it takes for your hair to dry may be something that's making people really have a hard time with washing it more often. And one thing that is agreed upon in all of these websites is it's extremely important for you to dry your hair. Now, I haven't noticed that my hair takes a long time to dry because just maybe it wasn't mature enough or something. Even though it looked pretty defined, it was drying really quick. And yes, with my loose ends, I think it is helping to help my hair dry faster. It just kind of radiates the liquid down and it kind of keeps dripping off the ends. So I do have that going for me. However, I think that I will be needing to focus more on drying my hair, maybe not washing it at night before bed, that kind of stuff. I don't want to get dread rot. And the types of shampoo that were good or bad on the Raging Roots Studio website was that they were hypothesizing that one of the ingredients, I believe it was in the Naughty Boy shampoo, I believe it might have been the castor oil, but I'm not sure. Even if it was saponified, which means mixed with lye to create a soap instead of a oil buildup, that acts sometimes as a humectant, which means that it attracts moisture. And with that, it might contribute to it not drying thoroughly. And so that might have been the reason that she was hypothesizing that shampoo might not have been great. So I think probably since there is a huge list of shampoos that she says she thought were okay, and the way she tests it was kind of interesting. She puts it in the shower and somehow, like, if there's her kid toys in the bottom of the shower, she puts them there. And then if she notices buildup, residue on them after she put the shampoo through and washed it down or something, then she thought that signified to her that there was buildup. I think there was maybe a little bit more of a testing process involved, but that was interesting. As far as like the different kinds of oils that are saponified, meaning mixed with lye, and then that makes it become a glycerin and a water. That saponification process, that if certain oils are used to be saponified, like in Naughty Boy, if they use the castor oil and saponify that, then it's a humectant, so it's like drawing moisture to your hair, so that could be causing it to kind of not lock up, possibly. I don't know. Depending on your hair. I think it really depends on your particular situation too, like the climate you're in, if you're outside a lot or not. And your lifestyle. So maybe for me, Dreadlocks works really well, but maybe for other people, maybe it wouldn't. I don't know. So I'm very interested in the whole topic, but I was kind of relieved to see that the people that didn't think they had to shampoo at all and just like spray essential oil mixtures in that they had made up themselves, like, I was hoping that wasn't what I should do, because I really don't want to do that. I don't mind putting perfumes and stuff and making it that way, but I don't want that to be my sole way of cleaning my hair. I really do want to be able to like get in the shower and just rinse it off. So when I saw that person that seemed like a very intelligent person was having to get rid of her dreadlocks on her own because, well, I don't think she really realized at the time what was contributing to the problem. But maybe once the problem got so bad, she wasn't able to get rid of it and she had to take them out. Maybe she'll get dreadlocks again in the future. But for some reason, she was really wanting to not shampoo it very often, even though she's very active. She works out a lot all the time, every day, and she swims a lot and things like that. So I don't know. I mean, I guess it's just all about what works for you. But if you're finding that you have a lot of oily hair, don't necessarily think that means that you should stop shampoo or not shampoo as often. Maybe you should change your shampoo. Maybe it's a humectant, like the Lush, you know, it might be a humectant, meaning it kind of draws moisture there, which might be okay for some people, but other people, it's going to make them have oily hair. And that was actually the case for me even before I had dreadlocks. I would have that maybe why I had a problem with Aveda, you know, shampoos like and conditioners that maybe they had humectants in them that made my hair just really weighed down and not look good. That might not have been the case for everyone with the Aveda products. So I wanted to definitely give you guys a link below to the shampoo list that she has on the Raging Roots Studio, because it might be helpful. I have also, you know, like I said last night on my video, I am using this on my ends. After I shampoo, I'll let it dry primarily, and then I'll just massage this stuff into my ends. And this is coconut and a few other things that Eliape butter. And I feel like that's really good for my ends right now. I mean, it's the end of summer, but still, if I go out in the sun, I don't want to damage my ends, you know, since I just did this dyeing process. I don't want my ends to get lighter in color. So that's all. Hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope you can look at the stuff below if you have any questions about shampooing. And palm roll, palm roll, palm roll. Every time you shampoo, just palm roll. In fact, these things are great for sectioning. See, this part moves. Interesting. It's not the cheapest kind that you can get, but they're pretty well made actually. So you can section your hair off in different ways, palm roll the bottoms, palm roll different sections, and you will probably get where you want to go if you palm roll while it's damp.